Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the ICC Baseball First Pitch Banquet. We're so glad to have our student athletes and coaches, sponsors and supporters, parents and families, alumni and ICC employees with us tonight as we kick off the 2026 baseball season. Tonight is especially meaningful because this is the first official event ever hosted in our brand new Connection Center. This facility represents growth, connection, and opportunity for our campus and our community. We are grateful to celebrate this milestone with you. A special thank you to Prior Morrow, who is not only our presenting sponsor for this event, but also the architect behind this incredible building, and to our partners at Chick-fil-A for helping make this space a true gathering place for ICC and the community at large. This banquet also marks the beginning of a new era for ICC baseball as we welcome Coach Slater Lott. Slater, where'd he go? There he is, Slater Lott. I knew he was somewhere in here. And his staff, guys, if you'll stand real quick. Glad to have them with us as well. And I know they're going to rally behind the young men who will wear Itawamba across their chest this season. We are deeply thankful for the sponsors, alumni, and supporters whose investments continues to strengthen our programs and shape the experience of our student athletes. One of the greatest strengths of the community college system is the foundation it provides, launching students toward their next chapter with strong values, discipline, and opportunity. That spirit is perfectly reflected in tonight's guest speaker. We are honored to welcome home Monroe County native, ICC Athletic Hall of Famer, MACJC Athletic Hall of Famer, and Auburn baseball head coach, Butch Thompson. Coach Thompson is an outstanding coach, an exceptional leader, and someone I deeply respect, not only for his success on the field, but more importantly for the way he consistently supports the community college system and invests in young people. He has never forgotten where he came from, and we are proud to say tonight that he is truly one of our own. Welcome home, Coach. To all of our guests, thank you for being here and for believing in ICC. We're excited for a great evening and a great season ahead. A little housekeeping tonight. Restrooms are located out of the back doors back here on either side in the hallway. You will see Chick-fil-A out there, but don't eat there. We're going to have a great dinner tonight. I know it's tempting, I know. Continue to view silent auction items as the bid sheets will be pulled at 7:30. You see my wife's name on there, please go ahead and bid again. That is Belinda Allen. She's right down front, so scope her out and bid against her. She often comes home with items we don't even have a use or need for, but she gets excited and caught up in the moment. So you got to watch her. Now join me in welcoming to the stage ICC baseball player Andrew Williams, a sophomore from Corinth, who will pray over our meal. Once he concludes, feel free to begin with your salads. Andrew.
Let's pray. God, thank you for bringing us together tonight to celebrate a new season of ICC baseball. We're thankful for our teammates, coaches, family, alumni, sponsors, and everyone who supports this program and believes in us. Thank you for the opportunity to play the game we love and for the lessons it teaches us. Please guide us this season as we compete the right way, take care of one another, and represent ICC well on and off the field. We ask for safety, good health, and unity throughout the season. Bless the food we've shared, the hands that prepared it, and the conversations we shared tonight. Thank you for every opportunity and every person in this room. In your name we pray. Amen. Roll shot.
To our players, our parents, families, fans, owners, and supporters, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for making this possible. What an unbelievable turnout, what an unbelievable atmosphere, an unbelievable room. Y'all do me a hand. I'm going to thank a couple people. Please give them a round of applause. Randy White, Tyler Camp, Adam Gore, Dr. Box, Colin Minga, John White Harris. Y'all please give them a round. First, I want to thank Dr. Allen, Dr. Case, the two that probably the most responsible for me being up here. Thank y'all so much for the opportunity to be a part of this program and be here in Fulton, Mississippi with you guys. Your leadership, belief in ICC baseball, commitment to excellence allows this program to grow and thrive, and we're grateful for your support. I also want to thank all the people I just mentioned, Tyler Camp, Randy White, Gore, Dr. Boggs, Minga, John Wayne Harris. The list goes on and on. So much of what makes ICC successful happens behind the scenes with our media team and everything else. And again, what a resource we have here at ICC. To our assistant coaches, Kate Evans and Caleb Goddard, thank you. You invest in our players daily, long hours, early mornings, late nights, and countless moments of teaching and growing. Thank you so much for what you do for our players. I also want to thank my family, my wife Melissa, our two kids, and our babysitter. Reese, 5-year-old, y'all get to know him if you're at the ballpark for any length of time, and Cameron, who's 3 years old. They sacrifice more than anyone, and I wouldn't be here today without the support of my wife. So y'all give her a round of applause. My family, my kids, my wife, they share these seasons with us, with your sons. And watching Reese go through the clubhouse and get everybody nuts, that's one of the things that makes me so appreciative of what I get to do and the experience that we get to share with him. And so to our players, thank you for loving on my kids. Thank you. Now I want to share what we hope to accomplish at ICC. We believe in the Itawamba way. Development, grit, and selfless. That's what we talk about every single day. To develop our players on and off the field as athletes, students, and young men. To play with grit, toughness, resilience, and pride every single day to respond when challenged. I think you can out-tough people in our sport. I think that grit shows up, but I think you can also out-grit people in life, and that's ultimately what we're trying to build here as lifelong winners. And it means being selfless, to put the team first, to serve others, to place the needs of the team above your own. That's something that I think our guys are going to embody for you this year. We want ICC baseball to be known for how we play, with effort, with passion, play hard, how we compete, and how we represent this institution in the classroom, on the field, and in the community. To our players, you guys are the heartbeat of the program. Nothing moves forward without you. If the needle's going to move, y'all are going to move the needle. To our parents and our families, thank you for trusting us with your sons. To our fans, donors, and supporters, we don't do this without you. We're proud of where ICC baseball has been. We're excited about where we're going. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and thank you for believing in ICC baseball. Well done.
It's my pleasure to introduce a very special part of our program tonight. We're honored to welcome home a Monroe County native, an ICC Athletic Hall of Famer, and the head coach at Auburn University, Coach Butch Thompson. Coach Thompson's journey is a powerful example of what can happen when opportunity meets hard work, character, and faith. He's built a nationally respected program at Auburn while continuing to invest in young people and championing the value of the community college system. He understands firsthand the role places like Itawamba Community College play in shaping student athletes and preparing them for the next level, not just in athletics, but in life. Coach Thompson has never forgotten where he came from, and we are grateful for the way he continues to pour back into the programs and communities that help shape him. Tonight, we're proud to welcome him home as truly one of our own. Joining Coach Thompson in tonight's conversation is Dr. Brad Boggs, ICC Vice President of Student Services, and Adam Gore, ICC Sports Information Director. We're excited to share a few questions and insights with Coach Thompson in a conversational format. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Boggs, Adam Gore, and our guest of honor, Coach Butch Thompson.
You picture taker, come on up. Come on up here. I gotta do something selfish since I drove all the way over here today. Drive back tonight. If you're still eating, I understand, but I need everybody to stand up for a second. I tell you to, I want you to yell and scream as loud as you can. All right? I want you to cheer. We were the last team standing. Like this is the most important thing we've ever done before in my life. And that I'm the best speaker that's ever been. All right? On your mark, get set, go crazy. Take over your little banquet. But my coach, the light of my life, the one that made me turn on to baseball, the one that gave me everything, Roy Cressup is in this room. Relationship. He bet me dinner that I couldn't get a standing ovation. We can do whatever y'all want to do.
I don't know if we're going to be able to follow that up. Coach, appreciate you taking time to join us. Appreciate everyone else joining us as well. So we were given a script. If anybody knows me and Dr. Bob's, script's gone. So sorry, Tom. But no, but we do appreciate you coming out tonight. This is going to be a little different. I know a lot of people are used to people just kind of coming up and speaking, but it's going to be a little Q&A to get to know Coach a little bit better, and then we'll just have fun with it. So, Coach, that's kind of keep it simple. When you walked on campus, I know it's changed just a little bit since you've been here, but what was that feeling when you came back on campus?
I would say each and every time, you know, the opportunity to go in this Hall of Fame here and look at a little picture on the wall meant something, how much it changed since I played. But each and every time, like a Chick-fil-A. Are you serious? We got a Buc-ee's in Auburn a couple of years ago. And you talk about the traffic, that's where I get our diesel and some of the cheapest prices. Buc-ee's and a Chick-fil-A. That's how you know you've made it. And now we're talking, but it's real. What it brings, it's not a standalone. It is a mark further out reaching of saying like this place is in growth. So like this place here, the first event that's ever happened here is a big deal when I heard you mention that. And this is second to nobody. And I've seen, I've been around, I think this will be my 25th year in the SEC, which feels like dog years, but it's been long. But every time I come here, it's got a different shape and a different feel. It's more regal. And I absolutely feel that again, even though it was raining right now.
Well, Coach, when you were here at ICC, did you realize just how big a part of your life was to be? Or did it maybe take you to get back to the old way before you realized just how much of an influence ICC was for you?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you whatever you want, but it's definitely a look back. I was 17. I played my last high school football game at Ingram High School. I mean, I was thinking the other day, I couldn't get my check. I call it GBT, my name's Butch Thompson, so I go GBT every time I look it up. They can't answer that. I just think it has the people from Amber Community Local Community College and all these local communities the same. And played my last high school football game at 16. I don't know why I did that. Didn't hold me back a time or two there. So I got up here and I was just so young. It was definitely a figured out moment. When I mentioned Coach Cressup a while ago, I was a pitcher in the football. I was trying to bench press as much as I could. I never had a feel for, nobody ever really taught baseball with me. I was so caught up, I didn't even play baseball my senior year in high school. But I played with those Tupelo 49ers. I signed a football scholarship here to play for Coach Eaton in football and got the baseball again. We started talking about pitching. He did with me. I was a lefty. And just back in the day, nobody gave up on a lefty. Everybody will keep working with a lefty a little bit longer. And you'd have to ask him. I don't know what he saw in me. I did. I had a real passion for competing and playing the game. I've never been the best player. But he created a light for me. I have Kenna tracks in my ball field now where I can see every movie I've been 34, you know, things that come out, tell me about the hitter, tell me about the pitch, on the pitch. And then Coach Crescent, we had a VCR. You remember the VCR tapes we would look at? And he was telling me, like, boy, you ain't no good. It takes like 4 frames for this shoulder to replace shoulders. But it lit something, a fire in me. So like somebody is breaking it. I've never really even seen my delivery in 1988. Nobody ever stopped me at the different stages of pitching. And he lit a fire that's still going today. It's not over. It hadn't stopped. And that happened. I know some people come to be a nurse here. Some people come to get a degree and they go make a difference. This guy allowed me, just set a light under me that I just turned 55 and I've never had to work. I've been playing ball my whole life. I like him a lot.
Coach, first of all, you would text me that video because I've not had a standing ovation like that in my entire life. So I'd like to keep that personally for myself. But again, you played baseball here. You've actually been inducted in our Hall of Fame, ICC Hall of Fame. Recently, we inducted you into the Mississippi JUCO Hall of Fame. When you hear all this, you hear those two things, ICC Hall of Fame, Mississippi JUCO Hall of Fame. What part of the journey are you most proud of?
Yeah, it's a big deal. I make sure that everybody at Auburn's got that up there. My girls, me and Robin have been married over 30 years. My mom's here, I don't know. Over 30 years, we have 3 daughters, which we affectionately call strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. And this is, like I said, this is where it happened for me. And I'm bad. If I don't have a coach, if Coach Crescent can't tell me this is how it went, I can't remember. And some people can. I got guys that I played with, but I have to get with my teammates or with my coaches to really tell me how it went for me. He just told me tonight, and I'm trying to sit here to register that, you know, between my 2 years here, I had 73, 74 appearances. And if I did that today, they'd fire me for not being nice to them. But I had no idea that. And I think after my first year, I was 17, I didn't know what I was doing. But the ball field kept me focused enough. And like I said, I met a lot. I had really good teammates. Rick Collier that served this baseball program for a long time. At the time, you know, because these are the best players from these high schools that come make this junior college team. That boy could hit. It was a different sound for me that I hadn't heard before coming from high school and hearing the ball off his bat. It was different. You know, he couldn't catch a cold. Coach couldn't find a spot anywhere. That boy could hit. Teammates could hit. But he was special. I can't remember the plays. I can't remember what I did. I'm thankful. I was MVP almost in 4-year school, tried to come get me after my first year. And I was so young, and this guy gave me a shot. I came here without a scholarship because of football, and then I'm on, you know, I made a decision. I changed. I said I want to play baseball instead. Came here without a scholarship, walked on here. He gave me the chance to fight and try to earn something. And I just, you know, I know the world's changed, boys and girls, to where we're at right now. But I wouldn't have been the MVP here. I wouldn't have been the captain. Captain of my high school football team, I was a captain here, and I was a captain at Birmingham Southern. I said I was never the best player, but I found my way with 3 different coaches and different programs in different places to be a captain. And by sitting and learning and getting off the ground, sometimes the ability to stay and to keep growing and keep learning, because playing baseball in Oklahoma was hard for me. I come here talking about 78. It was really hard. This game's really hard. There's a ton of failure in this game. You know, and I tried to hit my second year because I looked over and saw that first base, and I'm like, I can beat him out because I wanted to hit. But the game's hard. And you can fail 7 out of 10 times and be successful. So parents need to remember that. Coaches, we have to remind ourselves of that because We want to get everything out of you, but players, you can't be so hard on yourself either, because this is a game of failure. And it's really the men that can kind of like shrug it off. It's really the men that can stay in the fight. I've been last in this league. I've been to 9 World Series as a coach. Won a national championship, lost a national championship. Last in the Southeastern Conference as a head coach. Number 4 national seed last year. Sometimes this is just about staying with it and not blinking. And sometimes those are the guys that I see have the longest, most fruitful career, because this is a hard game.
And talking about, I know when you got here, you mentioned Coach Cresser several times, but what from Coach Cresser's style of coaching did you take with you now that you actually put inside your style of coaching that you took with you wherever you've been and now at Auburn?
Yeah, peace. I took peace. I always thought he had a good rhythm of understanding some of the points I was just talking about. It was just a steady peace. Now, he made us run up and down this road, look at that water. I do remember that as a pitcher, but he had a good peace about it. I just remember whether I was hitting or whether I was pitching. If you earned it, he was one of those coaches. I had a couple of Bobby Hall, my high school football coach, and Coach Cressup. It was in such a way that he touched me as a player that I was going to make everybody around me act right if I could, or I'd throw them away. And I was willing to make him happy. And I don't know what that gift is as a coach, but that's an amazing gift. If somebody don't have to constantly raise their voice, has a peace about you, makes you feel like they're really there for you, and for the player to go like, I'm going to try to do everything I can today not to let that guy down. So I'm not sure I can really answer the question, but in such a way, his rhythm and his comfort, belief in this place, he always looked so comfortable in his own skin. This was his place. This is where he sat for 25 years. And he absolutely built men. And we did not want to, that group of men that I know that I played with, we did not want to let him down.
When you think about JUCO baseball at its best, what does it do for the players that it's hard to replicate anywhere else?
Yeah, it's, when I played, it was one shirt and one hat. We've got a women's clinic at Auburn baseball this Saturday. If we don't have like Antarctica hit us all. We got 100 women. We cut it off. So first women's clinic, I said, stop this at 100. I don't know if we can handle more than 100 women. And we're starting with a fashion show. So we'll roll out 9 new Nike uniforms, all showing these women all our deal. And I remember, Coach Cressup, maybe you just mean, we had one hat and one shirt. And all we gained, all else we got with that one hat was that one shirt, was about 20 holes in it by the end of the fall. I remember that. And so, I know we're going to talk about one of Slater's boys that I got to coach that just broke our single season home run record a few years ago, an awesome young man. But what I got out of here is no one to give you nothing. What I got out of here was one hat and one shirt, and I got appreciation. That's what we talk about all the time. They gave PhDs out when I was here, and I was poor, hungry, and driven. And nobody ever, I think it was an advantage. You think we are at Itawamba, and like I said, when I was 17, I didn't know. So that's why everybody that's in leadership's got to keep telling these guys, can't eat. Right? We got to keep telling these guys because they don't know yet. And we think what we don't have because of what we see on Twitter, or Instagram, or TV. All of us big schools are just putting stuff out there and doing all that. You have an advantage. I spend all my time trying to make it harder on our guys. And every junior college guy walks into our program, and what they get to spread through the locker room is what real appreciation is. A guy comes to junior college to Auburn, they think it's Yankee Stadium. A coach loves that. junior college breeds that. I had a pitching coach, I don't, probably never heard of him. He won 222 major league games. His name's Tim Hudson. I started at Itawamba. We fell in love with each other after he retired, and he was at Chattahoochee Valley, and we talked over and over how we got rooted, and it helped us when we got to four-year school and as we're coaching in the SEC. Because we see a lot of these boys that all they know is SEC. They don't know how to pick up a rake. They don't know which end to grab. They haven't done some of those things in the Silver Spring. I think it's harder for them to lock in. It's easier for us to absolutely dust them if you can get in the same room or on the same field, because of just some of the real principles that you get from doing this. But I will say this is a different look in Itawamba than I was a part of, but I think you understand the concept. It's a step. It's a growth. It's something that you grab and try to conquer what this step is and then figure out what's next. But every person that we've been able to recruit, get from junior college, and put in our little larger fishbowl, those guys have been more grounded. Those guys will, after a practice, they'll go pick up some equipment, and you don't have to tell them. Some of these guys with a silver spoon, you have to go, hey, big guy, come over here. Let me tell you what you're not even aware of and missing. You guys get that. And it's an advantage. Take it as a blessing. It is one thing you're going to put in your holster that's going to be an advantage if you can see it that way.
And when you were talking about the one shirt, one cap, I hope y'all had one washing machine back then, because I know it was definitely difficult to keep those jerseys clean. But now, take it to now, when you're evaluating a JUCO player now as your coach, what usually separates the ones who stick out at the highest level?
Yeah, it's confusing now more than ever. A lot of our work now is, I used to could go watch a guy as a recruiting coordinator before I became a head coach. I had to earn my stripes too, so I'm in Itawamba, I had to earn a scholarship. Walking on here, had to earn a scholarship from that man back there. I wanted to go to Mississippi State and play, and the coach that I was talking to a little bit, he left when I was here, went over to Birmingham Southern College, asked me to come there. Coach was so good to me, he got me in front of Ole Miss. Coach come to watch me. I pitched a couple of days back to back. I just wasn't good enough. Wasn't meant to be. And, you know, the coach at Mississippi State said, "Hey, come look at me at Birmingham Southern. I'm gonna be the head coach there. And, you know, you're gonna be one of 70 down there. You're not good enough to make that team. You're just good enough to walk on." So I went there. My light went off here. I met my wife at Birmingham Southern. So I was right where I needed to be. I was not like Kate. I was talking to Kate Evans earlier. Coach Evans, I'm so sorry. Their first super regional as a head coach at Auburn. Kate, in game 2, we're at Florida. And I was watching a video a week or so ago. I was telling him he, second baseman Jarvis puts one in the gap there in the ninth inning. Cade's when it comes around and scores a winning run. See him touch on the plate, flip that helmet up in the air. I'll never ever forget that. But what was we talking about?
I don't remember. I'm gonna pass it to Gord. Just have a good one.
I've been trying to get that in the whole time.
I'll tell you what, Coach, let's shift gears before we talk about Auburn baseball for a minute. You wanted to take a chance to talk about somebody that's very special to you, very special to the college, who unfortunately is no longer with us, Miss Donna Thomas. For those that didn't know Miss Donna, her blood was ready to 50% ICC, 50% Old Midwell, maybe 60-40, because she refused to drive a car that was not Rebel red. So, but there's only one person in this world that could ever get her to love anything other than her Rebels. This guy right here. So anytime that he was on the baseball field, unless they're playing on this, she was pulling for you, Coach. What did Miss Donna mean to you?
Like I said, I can't remember games. I remember relationships. And I just remember somebody being so good to everybody. And I asked her why, and I'll get to it in a moment. But she always thought of, said hello. that always respected her. And then I think she just followed a career. And I think she loved this place. And I don't think I'm the only one. I think everybody that went on and tried to make a difference or made any little name for themselves, it meant something to her because she loved this place so much. So I don't know what I did, but we have our fundraising arm and people that give to my program. You know, every time that happens, that somebody blesses my program, my Tigers Unlimited, I get an email. This family or this group, you know, is invested in your baseball program to this amount on this day, etc. And they usually have an address, and they would afford me the opportunity to say, War Eagle, thank you for, you know, believing in us and stuff like that. And then it just started happening. I was getting an amount from Donna Thomas. And Coach Cress was like, man, I know she's giving to you. Probably need to give her a call. And I just got with her, and she said, we're proud of you. And it was her acting like we all should be. If you love a place, you don't have to be the head coach. You don't have to be the president. You don't have to be the athletic director or the coach. If you really care about a community or something, we all should be doing that. She was nothing but a star that loved this place so much that I don't know why. But it just started coming every year, $500 to Auburn baseball every year from Donna Thomas. And it was simply a spirit of this place. And why? I'm rolling up my sleeves as busy as we all are. Y'all are about to get a season started on Friday and delay that for a few days. And why would I come do this and not blink? Of course, I get to see, you know, a lot of family and do some things. But I go Roy and Brendan Crescent, and I go Donna Thomas. That's why I'm here tonight. And so, God bless her. I know we just lost her in the fall, but I mean, that's what, again, all this stuff is brand new and it'll be going someday. The spirit of people. Guys, just don't brush through here, think you're trying to get somewhere else. Let your feet get here. Let those spikes get in the ground. You'll hit better if you get grounded. You'll make better pitches. If that home plate is personal for you as a pitcher, and you don't let anybody get comfortable over your plate here at Itawamba, you're going to do better. And if you'll get here and you'll live here, and you'll put your feet in the ground here, this place will absolutely bless you the rest of your life. Quit looking downfield. That's why they're running backs. I always drop those passes just right out there in the flat. Keep your feet where you're at and make a difference while you're here. And then someday, they'll put a little 8.5 by 11 up above you. Someday, they'll let you come back. And with all the wins and all the experiences, the things like this will wind up meaning more to you. Don't use this place. Don't use the people trying to protect or invest in you now. Absolutely, the only way you take the next step is to dominate this one. You might go on to do something else, but you'll be floating. Get grounded. Get everything you can out of this experience. Make a mark here. Every step you take. We've lived in 9 different homes, me and my wife. So 8 of those 9, I've been to a World Series with every one of those teams. That's important to me. And I know it's not all about winning. But at my level it is, because they fire you like crazy. You want to make a difference everywhere you're at, not just bypass and use a step to get somewhere else. That's not how this works.
Coach, you had mentioned you wanted to talk about a connection between you and Coach Lott, and it was Bryson Ware. And looking at his resume at the time, he could play some baseball. He was second team All-SEC, made the All-SEC tournament, first team All-Region, led the team in multiple categories, 66 runs, 24 home runs, 63 RBI. Just talk about that connection with a player like that.
Yeah, it's pretty special. 22, he was with us and could hit the water if he fell out of a boat, basically. had a tough year, you know, that big jump and just the league and star player, still playing professional baseball now. I get to see him 3 or 4 days a week. He's in order for the off season, working out with our guys. Put it in perspective, we'll have 41 guys that are about to head to spring training right now. That's the most I've ever been a part of. So over 40 players that are in professional baseball. Pricing's one of them. The first year was no fun. He was relegated as a shortstop, trying to be third a little bit. We make it all the way to Omaha, and man, he's defensive replacement left field. So we had like Rick Collier in left field. They could really hit but couldn't catch. And if we had a lead late, we'd put somebody in left field. That was Bryson Ware. But his character and his makeup. And I know we're all looking for talent. I guess that was the question I lost track of a while ago. We're all looking for talent. But I think the pendulum swings. We're talking about how crazy the world is right now. I'm going to stay right where that pendulum swings, where, of course, we've got to have talent at our level, but we have to have some character. We have to have some culture. And I got to see that with guys. And he stayed in it. And he did hit 24 home runs the very next year. And he did play third base, moved back to the infield, and he stayed with it. He had a great junior college career. He sagged and he didn't quit. And 24 home runs is big for us. He beat Frank Thomas, which is one of only 277 members of the Playing Hall of Fame. So a pretty big sporty year for him. Great athlete, great family, from Mississippi. Who knows? In the future, you know, I would do anything in my power to have somebody from this school to represent me before I, you know, play golf every day.
Coach, if you could pick one trait that translates from JUCO ball to SEC and then on to the pro balls, what is it? What would be that trait that you would pick that's going to translate and move that player development along those 3 levels there?
You have to work. I think about Ignaz Paderewski. Everybody here knows Ignaz, right? The famous Polish pianist.
I play one of those, yes.
Yeah. So he was one of the best pianists in the world. He was eventually the Prime Minister of Poland. And this is, you're not going to be able to escape having to work your guts out. Maybe, but it's not going to be as fruitful. You're probably not going to reach your highest star. You know, Les Brown says people don't fail because they aim high and miss. It's because they aim low and hit. So that's one way to live life. I'm looking for guys that are just ready to fail, not scared to fail, can get right back on. But baseball, hitting a baseball now, if I had one and threw it up just like that, you know, that's 0.4 of a second. So that's 90 miles per hour, but now we have to hit 95 miles per hour. I've had 19 major league pitchers since 2014, so that's a lot. From that light switch that Coach Cressett put in me to be able to have, you know, 19 in 12 years, 11 years is pretty awesome in the things we do. But I can't make them. That's about 85 or 90 that didn't make it. And the things those 15 guys have, they play baseball the way Ignaz practiced that piano. And he says, if I don't practice for 1 day, I know it. If I don't practice for 2 days, the orchestra knows it. And if I don't practice for 3 days, the whole world knows it. Whether it's baseball, because this is the best teacher of life, but we all don't get to go on and play baseball. Whatever your hands find to do, you're going to have to do it with all your might. You better find something in our one time around that you're absolutely passionate about. Because to hit a baseball, to be able to command a baseball, you're going to have to give something to this game every day. Or you're going to know it. And if you don't for a couple of days, those guys right next to you is going to know it. And if you don't do it for 3 days, everybody that comes out there and watches you is going to know it. That's what the best in the world are doing. And I've been around the best in the world. Confidence, that's the other trait. You know, Tom Glavine sent me his son. Talked about Tim Hudson, a great one. Frank Thomas's son's coming to play for me next year. Wes Ham's son coming to play for me. Just all this great talent. And then I had a boy, my first one that's made it 10 years, made it this year. And then the next day they fired him. And it's one of the best compliments I've ever seen. He's been done and hurt, neck and stuff for like the last year and a half. His name's Kendall Graveman from Alexander City. He played all 4 years for me at Mississippi State. He just finished 10 years, and the day after, they fired him and sent him home. And he hadn't been able to help a club in like a year. See, 23,000, I don't know how many people are here in Fulton, but only 23,000 men approximately have put on a major league uniform and played the game. That's still a pretty small town. Do you know how many men have absolutely earned 10 years of service time in the big leagues playing? 1,800. 1,800. And that's my longest tenured player so far. Second. Josh Donaldson, the Bringer Rain, got 13. But that's the second longest tenured player. And he's probably the least talented big leaguer that I've had. Casey Mize was the first pick of the entire draft in 18. But Kendall had so much character, they wouldn't let him go. And the whole industry wanted him to get 10 years. He earned it because of his character. And what I got from Casey Mize to everybody that I coach that's played in the big leagues, it's not the talent, it's that self-confidence is the number one variable to your performance. And before you go work on your vert or your exit velocity, which is all important, I'm going to tell you, if you keep walking to the plate regardless of what your induced vertical break is or what your exit velocity is, you keep walking to home plate or you keep taking that mound, having a confidence about 6 out of 10, you will not make it. The common denominator of going on 4 decades is self-confidence is the number one variable to human performance. Don't forget who you are. And I didn't know who I was at 17, but the quickest one of you son of a guns can figure out who you are and whose you are. And start living in such a way you're an automatic 10. And whether it's playing a game of baseball or whatever your hands find to do again, you've got to get to a 10. That's my bag. That's my gift back tonight, is live in such a way that self-confidence is the number one variable of human performance. And if you have any salt about you as a leader, number 2 would be no excuses. A leader don't allow it. He won't listen to it in the corner. He won't listen to it in the dugout. And we struggle with that. COVID made it worse. We make excuses for everything. The best, strongest, the people that went the furthest in my life, and these players, self-confidence, no excuses. That's what I got. My whole career, if you make me break it down to 2, is what it is. And what I try to figure out every day, can I be the best I can be in both of those categories? And so much other stuff has fallen into place. I used Dr. Jason Selk for this. So my midlife crisis was buying a sports psychologist instead of a candy apple red Corvette. I'm sorry for all the guys that bought a candy apple Corvette. And he helped me work, discover, push me to that because I want to make sense of this deal. And I read that, I've been waiting for that one. Whole trip.
I tell you right now, I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
Yes.
That's what we, yeah, now we've got to finish this thing up. That's the perfect finishing mark there, but we do want to do a lightning round questions with you. So this is going to be what questions I ask, just rapid fire. First thing that pops in your head, just I'm gonna bounce these off the best ballpark you've ever been in that can't be your own.
I got to do a couple of things with Team USA. I was the 18U pitching coordinator for a number of years there. That was a treat. And we got to go in the Brewers Park, that kind of dome deal, but man, we got to go to Chicago and train for a week. So not only going to, I've been to a lot of the ballparks. We're actually, our team will be playing in Arlington here. That dome is one of the best things. You can get indoors and 75 degrees in February, you take it. But Wrigley Field is just, there's ghosts walking around, and then getting to coach players and do some stuff. I'm on the clock for a couple of days of going with the collegiate team and being the pitching coach going to Taiwan this summer. But as you know, this new world, I believe the portal will be open during that whole time. So it's kind of sad that we'll probably have to forfeit that trip, because if I leave while the portal's open and closed and we don't get the players we need, all my coaches are going to be throwing stuff at me. So, but I would say Wrigley Field to answer that.
Baseball superstition you still have?
I'm pretty good. I've grown out of it. I thought about it. Am I old enough to admit now that I'll try to lay down for 10 minutes? My grandfather was a concrete guy, and we would lay down in the floor. I remember working with him and laying brick or pouring concrete, and we would lay down. And I like to do that either before or after our batting practice, and it slows things down for me, and I start praying and I start thinking about our players and we're going to put us in the right spots. The worst superstition I ever had was when I played for the Tupelo 49ers, the Legion team over here. And the first 2 games of Legion ball, the first game, for whatever reason, I went to Wendy's and I got, what were they called, Frosty? I got the big Frosty. So game 1, what do? I hit a grand slam. So you know where I'm going the next day, right? I'm at ballpark. I'm going to go get me a Frosty. I got another Frosty. I get to the ballpark. You know what I did game 2? I hit another grand slam. I kept getting Frosties every day that summer. I hit 2 more home runs and gained 35 pounds. I had a hard grand slam. So I quit that superstition and started running again.
Coach, this could be a fun one here. Former teammate here at ICC that you'd love to have in the dugout with you today?
Scott Cantrell. I know Rick Collier was an absolute real man. Brian Grissom was right here in Fulton. Cobb, my catcher, is a left-handed hitting catcher, would block anything. He wound up going to Louisiana Tech. Burleson, he didn't have a lot of range, but had a good glove, and he could get a bunch of hits at second. Scott Bean was a good little left-handed hitter, outfielder from Tupelo. I think of a lot of those guys I played with, but Scott Cantrell was one of those guys that got here a year before me, was a pitcher, and I just thought his mind worked right. Is he the superintendent of education or something?
He's retired.
So what else he do? Just fishing or something? Oh, yeah, he's fishing. Yeah. When you say he was consultant, that just means you're still fishing a lot. Great guy, but just had a great brain for pitching. I loved Sandy Koufax. I think is the best pitcher ever lived. A lefty that I love. Steve Carlson. Was number 2 the Phillies. Was amazing. And I like Scott Cantrell. I liked his rhythm. I liked his feel. He was from Hatley. That was the only thing I didn't like about him. But other than that, he was just a great guy, great character. When I was around him, I was a better person. And you boys are going to have to figure out who you're running with, too. If I did self-confidence, no excuses. That one's real. And I know in high school that's all they tell you. But it's a little more dangerous when it gets to your age. When I left Mississippi State and went to Auburn, Robin and I didn't go pick out a house in Auburn. We went to my accountability partner, my brother, the strongest man I know, Scott Sullivan, and we just started knocking on the house to the right, to the left. And we live right next door to him now for these 10 years, going on to 11, because that dude's been an anchor for me. And you're going to be like Roger Bannister, you know, May 6, 1954, and he broke that 4-minute mile. It's the greatest athletic achievement ever, but he didn't even want to run that day. You know, because the doctor said, hey, nobody can break a 4-minute mile. You'll fall on the ground and die. And when he did it that day, by the end of 1957, 1,700 other men accomplished the goal. That's not the point. Just don't let mental barriers or don't let Twitter, Instagram tell you can't do something. But he had Chris Chataway and Chris Brasher with him that day. Those two boys have been training with him and running with him the whole time. And one of those Chris's paced in the first couple laps, gave way to the other guy for him to come in at 3:57 or 3:59 and 57 that day, just breaking that 4-minute mark. Part of my gift is having a coach that turned my light bulb on. The next coach at Birmingham Southern paid for my master's. Because this amazing lady here and my father did everything they could, because I was such a bad player. Nobody would give me the kind of scholarship I needed. And they did everything they could. And that coach, he liked me too, so he wanted me to coach. So him and his wife paid for my master's. And sometimes I could take 2 classes, that's what they could afford. We ain't got it this time, Coach. Butch, we're just going to give you 1 class. But I wouldn't be here probably tonight if it hadn't been for him poured into me that way. And that's what I see with some really talented guys. They're not running with Chris Chataway, Chris Brasher, people that are going to make them faster and push them to be the best they can be. And when you wind up clicking with somebody and for whatever reason can't get away from them, that's going to grab you by the ankle or in the back of your belt loop and slow you down a little bit. Your dreams, this thing you're looking forward to, is going to get hard. Sometimes high school is a learning experience with that. You can kind of get away with it and reset. You are at a step now that the consequences will be real. And I have seen that my entire career of trajectory. Who are you running with? And you better find some jokers that can stretch you, taking you. They're in the right places that are going to help you make the right decision, put your head down, and work most days consistently, because that's how you grow.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time tonight. This has been great. I know everyone's enjoyed it as well. For me personally, thank you for your friendship. Been great getting to know you over the years. Most importantly, though, I want to thank you for being such a proud member of the ICC family and a proud supporter of these. I know these guys, when they leave one day and come back, you're going to remember this. And I hope you take a lot of the words tonight with you throughout the season. Coach, I appreciate you, and best of luck this season.
What is it, Roll Tribe?
That's it.
War Eagle?
War Tribe tonight.
War Tribe, how about that?
Y'all give him another round of hand. Coach Thompson, thank you so much for not only your message, but just being here tonight. And as Gore said, just being such a proud ICC alum. We appreciate that so much. I've been informed to let you know we got 3 minutes left on all the auction items. So if you still want something, you got 3 minutes. Okay. I'm going to pass it over to Madden Butler, and then we're going to start our player intros.
First off, just want to say thank you everybody for being here. We really appreciate your support. And I'll go ahead and get started on player introductions. My name is Madden Butler. I'm a sophomore infielder from Corinth, Mississippi. Graduated from Corinth High School. And to start, I'm going to introduce Christian Bridges from South Haven, Mississippi.
Good evening. Next up, I'll be introducing Andrew Williams. He's a sophomore from Corinth, Mississippi, and South Haven.
The next person I'm going to be introducing today is number 4, Thompson from Morgan, Mississippi.
The next player I'll be introducing is Houston Green from Olive Branch.
I'll be introducing Jack Cummins, the dog whisperer.
The player I'll be introducing is the biggest Shin Gear supporter I know. He loves White Oaks Dokewoods, and he is Jeff Farmer's biggest fan. He's a second baseman from West Lauderdale High School, number 7, Canyon Ground.
Player I'll be introducing is Scott Green, Houston Green's brother. He's from Olive Branch as well. I've been told to let y'all know he's an MLB The Show legend. He's a right-handed pitcher, Scott Green. I'll be introducing shortstop from Oxford, Mississippi, Green Ken.
The player I'll be introducing is number 10, Edward Henriquez from the home of the worst SEC football program.
Oh, he lied. Thank y'all for great, good deal.
The player I'm introducing is Noah Cannon, a freshman catcher from Corinth, Mississippi.
The player I'll be introducing is Daniel Whitfield from East Union. He's an outfielder. He's a dog. I'll be introducing Noah Robinson from Oxford, Mississippi, and he's a pitcher.
I'll be introducing our catcher, who's been hitting the head a few too many times, Bryson Jackson.
I'm going to be introducing a pitcher from the big town of Bearsville, Mississippi, Drew Rousey, number 15.
I'll be introducing Connor Edge from Fernando, Mississippi. I'll be introducing Noah Lauder from Millington, Tennessee.
I'm introducing Trey Young from the big town in Biggersville, Mississippi.
I'm introducing a new friend, Riley Cagle from Pontotoc, Mississippi.
And I'll be introducing Wilson Rodriguez, a left-handed pitcher from Saltillo, Mississippi.
I'll be introducing Jack Howell from Angry, Mississippi. He loves stealing everybody's snacks from the dorm.
I'll be introducing Jacob Earl, a sophomore outfielder from Athens, Alabama.
I'll be introducing Michael Callahan from Hernando, Mississippi. Michael's a guy that you just want on your team.
I'll be introducing our closer from right here in Fulton, Mississippi, Solomon Smith.
I'll be introducing the guy that never quit smiling, number 27, Will Cadmus.
I'll be introducing Tyler Pickens from Pontotoc, Mississippi.
I'll be introducing Gavin. He's from Maine. He's a pitcher, and he also has the best shooting game on the team.
All right, I'm still working on my southern accent. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. But I'm introducing my guy, the boogeyman, Egan Lowry, from somewhere in Alabama.
Hey everybody, I'm introducing Will Lipscomb. He's from Saltillo, Mississippi. He's a right-handed pitcher. We found them in the cafeteria last year. They started playing for us.
I'll be introducing someone who wants to tell me to be quiet probably 600 times a day. Pitcher from Cossack, Mississippi, Hunter Hutchins.
I'll be introducing a right-handed pitcher from Maghouse High School, Hayden Smith.
I'll be introducing a right-handed pitcher freshman from Varner, Mississippi, Brady Gump White.
I'm introducing the one and only Carson Badger from South Central Mississippi.
I'm introducing Malachi Witcher from Potomac.
I think that's it.
A little bit higher. So that's what Coach Lott, Coach Evans, and Coach Godwin were here to get the extra 2 inches out of us by yelling at us, running us, or making us practice in the snow. Like I'm sure.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. God bless. Be safe in this storm. Be safe going home. Thank y'all.